Hello friend, welcome back to Toyota Maintenance YouTube channel. Today we have back this 2017 Toyota Tacoma, which has approximately 162,000 miles on the clock. It wasn't here for a while and it came for just basic oil change. And I want to show you something what is happening on this engine. This Toyota has a really great engine. It's a V6 and it's a 2GR-FKS. I will say normally if you do oil changes it's bulletproof, but this one unfortunately developed oil leak. And when I saw it, I'm like, hey, wait a second, it looks familiar. Before I left the dealer, we were actually performing the recall which was on that 4-liter V6. That's a model number 2GR-FE. And when they were new, or they reached somewhere 60,000 miles in a couple of years, they started leaking from timing chain cover. That was on the passenger side, that was that typical spot, and we were doing reseal of that timing chain cover after another and another. That was like a very common thing at that time. It was also covered by the warranty. I personally thought that that's a thing of past. I will think that Toyota will learn from it, they will figure it out, and it will never happen again. But look at this crazy mess. How can I show it to you? Do you see all that oil down there? Will the camcorder be even able to show it? Yeah, I think you see it. So it's oil all over the passenger side of the engine. And you might think, oh, it's coming from this power steering, but it's actually not. He's not losing power steering fluid, and the oil is actually above the power steering pump right there. But this area, it's too busy. I'm afraid I cannot show it to you. I will try from above later when I will be done with that oil change. Why I'm bringing it up or why I'm talking about it? Well, it's a big problem because to reseal that timing chain cover, which is on the front of the engine, that's a very time-consuming job. You have to literally remove everything. We were removing the radiator and then everything with what is on the front of the engine. I believe this one goes underneath valve covers, so you have to lift and remove practically huge amount of parts to pop that front timing chain cover off, reseal it, put it back, including possibly some other parts which you might find defective, broken. Maybe the water pump will be starting seeping. Definitely then you need to deal with it immediately. So this is bad news for this owner. I will be not happy telling him about it. You saw it, there's actually starting getting serious. There's relatively a lot of oil coming out of that engine on that passenger side. Now I said time consuming, so just to give you idea, when we were doing the 1GR-FE, the 4-liter, I believe Toyota was awarding technician 8.5 hours for that repair. If it was covered by some extended warranty, it was up to 12 hours the technician was given to perform that reseal on 1GR-FE. On this one, looking at it, I never did one. If I'm looking on the complexity of it, I will say it will be even more complicated and time consuming. As I said, I never did one. If you guys had it done by dealer or someone, please share what hours were given to technician on that. I'm actually really curious. And I put the light here in the engine bay to show you, but again, I will have to remove a lot of stuff just to put the mirror there and show you exactly, but it's basically right here underneath that entire head. You can see that timing sensor on the front. It's not coming from it, from that seal. It seems to be underneath there where the timing chain cover is following the engine, and it's basically going down on that power steering pump and flowing down on that side. It's so much that it's actually also on that steering rack boot on this side. It's all wet down there. That was a bad news and nothing fun to share, so let's switch that a little bit and talk funny stuff. When I posted last time this vehicle and said the mileage, many of you commented not on the job I was doing, but many of you were extremely interested what the heck this guy is doing for a work maybe, that he has so many miles on a relatively young vehicle. So here it comes. He is a birder. He does the work with the birds. And that means when somebody says, hey, over there in that area, there is that bird. These people are fanatics. They will jump in the truck, car, whatever they have. They will drive hundreds of miles just to see with the binoculars, maybe film some bird for 5, 10, 15 minutes. They are absolutely funny. Of course, the day when he dropped off the truck for his oil change, somebody called him or texted him. Well, what do you think his ringing tone is? It's some kind of bird chirping. And I know I can share a recent story about him. That will be the last one. He doesn't mind. We were camping recently and somebody started pumping that little stove, which is for the fuel, and it started making a noise. This guy is sitting at the fire and he immediately jumped up and he said, oh, what is this for a bird? I have to go look. And they say, calm down, it's just a pump for the stove. And he was like, oh, okay. And that's all from me for today. Make sure you are subscribed because I have way more coming your way. Thanks for watching and have a great day, my friend.